Hello?
It's pronounced Ola.
And welcome to episode 45 of Anime Territory. I'm your host this week, Johnny, and with me as always is my co-host, Benjamin, a little wolf inside a girl, Shaving.
Alright. I don't know if I like that one.
Well, the other one I was going to go with was Slice of Sunshine Pie, and that didn't seem to describe you at all.
No, that's not me at all. Hate to say it, but the first one probably describes me a little bit better.
Yeah. Well, I texted a friend of the show and our regular friend Brock, and he did not respond with which one I should go with. So, went with my gut.
What are we covering today?
Just about to say that. Thank you. Today we're talking about Spice and Wolf, Season 1.
Okay.
So, let's go... I mean, just spoiler free before we go deep dive into it here. What did you think this show was going to be about?
I thought it was going to be like a romance drama about a boy and a wolf girl, which it kind of is, but it's a lot more. I don't want to say business talk, but it's more business.
Yeah,
I can't think of the word
like
for
economic.
It. Yeah, less romance and more. Economic
trade deals.
I'm trying to think of they call that
season 2. They really dig into economic things.
Okay. Not like slice of life, but it's like I don't know. I'm trying to
like a showcase of a certain lifestyle. I don't know,
something like that.
Yeah, no, it's like there's romance to it, but it's subtle.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't get anything like, at least in season 1, I won't say anything about season 2.
Okay.
We don't get anything too like explicit. We don't even get a kiss or anything. I guess that's a spoiler. No kissing.
Wow. I'm out.
That we see. No kissing that we see. Some hand holding.
Yeah.
There's just I don't know. It's just they have good chemistry together.
Yeah. They have great chemistry.
Their chemistry when they're arguing is good. Their chemistry when they're just chatting is good.
Even when they're flirting.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of flirting.
A little bit. I would say more than another show of this type would have, I would guess. I don't know.
I feel like I don't watch a lot of these types of shows.
Do you mean like romance or just like non-action?
Like non-action.
Not romance, not necessarily like the... I guess I would say it's
again,
a
I
drama.
feel like this is a type of genre where it's just like those shows where it's like I died and now I'm the...
It's not an isekai.
No, but it's like I died and now I'm the strategist for this medieval kingdom.
I mean, I can see what Wikipedia says.
I'm a pharmacist in another world. That type of stuff where it's just like we're just going to talk about this one specific field and like that's it.
Let's see what...
It just usually has an isekai with it.
Oh, yeah, because it's like, okay.
Yeah, there's like 3 or 4 pharmacies.
The series has been called a unique fantasy due to plot focusing on economics, trade, and peddling rather than the typical staples of fantasy, such as swords and magic.
Okay.
There's some magic. I even say there's some swords.
Yeah. Girl turns into a wolf.
Yeah. Yeah. There's another giant wolf. That's...
I guess that could just be good bones.
It could just be good bones. In fact, it's the size of a house.
Yeah.
A barn. Genre: adventure, fantasy, romance. That's all they say. Okay. So maybe we can coin a term. Yeah, it's
not like it's slice of business.
It's not bad. We'll think about it.
Slice of profession or profession something.
Profession porn.
No, something different.
Gosh, 5 minutes in and it's already we can't tell our parents to listen to this episode either.
Oh, you just said porn. That's fine.
Nah, I don't want to.
It's
I don't want to have that conversation.
EC. I'm trying to think if you can combine it with like one of a different type of genre.
Well, see, the problem is isekai is a Japanese term.
Yeah.
That we don't really know how the word compound word breaks down there, so I don't want to do that.
We'll call it a slice of profession for now.
Professionalism pie. Slice of professionalism pie. No. Trying to get a alliteration in there, but we'll think about it. Comment or tweeted us. Tweeted us, or I'm not going to look at comments. Tweeted us at anime_territory.
If you have a suggestion for this type of anime.
Yeah. We're open. We're open to genre names here. And then we'll credit you. We'll credit your Twitter handle on an episode if we pick it.
It does get a little less of that towards the end, but like the first 7 or 8 episodes, it's just business talk.
Yeah,
coin talk and business talk.
Were you bored by that? Because I kind of found it interesting, but
a little bit of both. Like at first, you're like, "Oh, this is kind of interesting," and then you realize it's like, "Yeah, I know what's happening here." And then they go on about it for another episode. You're just like, "I get it. It's inflation," or whatever.
Yeah, it's No, I don't know. I feel like the mystery was there because we had to stop, and I had to like work it through with you and be like, "This is what the ploy is. Here's how this money making scheme works." The only one to make money is the people minting the coins, and then the people that can provide enough coins to demand favors from the people that are minting the coins. So that just took a while to figure out. It's like, how do we make money? How does somebody make money off of this? And the answer is you have to have a lot of money.
Yeah. But it's like, that's where the romance part kind of helps, because you're just like, all right, this is kind of boring. But this romance they're kind of hinting at, it's like, all right, I'm still in this.
This is getting a little spicy and a little wolfy.
Yeah, spice and wolf, if you would say.
I mean, that is, I think technically, not only is it the name of the show, do we want to get into this right now?
What?
We could go to All Aboard right now.
I mean, I guess.
I think that's the name of the ship, too.
I thought this name of the ship is Spice and Wolf.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said All Aboard was the name of the ship. I'm like, what?
No, the name of the ship is Spice and... The name of the show and the name of the ship of Holo and Craft, Lawrence, is...
Holo?
Holo. Oh. We going to reference Megamind in every episode now?
No.
Okay, good. I like that movie, but I don't think we need to keep doing a reference. Because at one point they like called Lawrence Spice or something.
He deals with spices a lot. I don't know.
Well, he got
He's
paid
a spicy
in pepper.
little boy.
He got paid in pepper, and it's like, well, merchants dealing in spice. That's.
I couldn't imagine being paid in pepper.
Well, nowadays I don't think it's worth as much. So
it's like, here you go. Here's pepper. It's good. I work my ass off 40 hours a week, and I get pepper.
You work your ass off more than 40 hours a week.
Yeah, a little over 40.
Yeah, that's what I said. More than 40. I work 40 hours a week. Sometimes a little more. Okay, we'll come back to All Aboard. We'll leave the segment and come back. We can do that. It's our show.
I mean, the ship is Spice and Wolf. We'll talk about it later.
So I guess I asked you what you thought it would be, and we've kind of talked about what it actually is, but I haven't really asked you how you feel about it now that we've seen the first 13 episodes.
Mm-hmm. It's just like kind of delightful.
Yeah,
you're just like, yeah, this is fun. It's not like mind blowing. It's not, I wouldn't say great, but it's fun. It's good. I like it.
I think we need to watch season 2 subbed because I like the main 2 dub actors.
Oh, I don't know. I feel like all that business talk would not help if it was subbed, because then I'd have to read it rather than listen to it.
I don't know. I just feel like some of the performances were a little flat in it.
I agree with you. I think the 2 leads are good to great. Yeah. And then everybody else is just fine.
It's J. Michael Tatum as Kraft Lawrence.
And I think he's great.
Brina Palencia is Holo.
And I think she's good.
Yeah. But Yeah, and there's a few other ones where it's like, okay, this is, this one is competent,
Yeah.
but there's a lot of just like side characters. I'm like, I don't care.
Mm.
Animation is a little dated at this point, but it's fine
It's
because
fine.
it's not like we need super great animation. There's very few fight scenes.
Yeah.
Most of the fight scenes happen off camera.
So I think when she turns into the wolf, it's really good.
Yeah.
I think the wolf looks really good.
Okay, update. I did hear back from friend of the show, Brock.
Okay.
He also says little wolf inside a girl.
Of course you would.
So, it is unanimous. You're not a slice of sunshine pie.
Okay.
Which we can talk about that for a second.
Okay.
The opener and the ending of this show is great.
They are
both
low-key bangers.
low key in the fact that they are not. Their bangerness is not what's low key. The fact that they're just sort of low key songs that you're just like, this is really good.
Yeah.
This is a lot of fun. I would say the ending is more. The beginning is a better song, but we have more fun with the ending song.
Well, that's because we came up with that thing where it's like every band should cover this song.
Yes, like I want to see this song in ska. I want to see Weezer.
I want to see
cover.
everybody's interpretation of this song.
We'll have what's the J-pop metal band, Baby Metal. I want to see Baby Metal do a copy of this song.
Even like the lyrics and the sound kind of sounds like just like your 2000s pop hit. So you're just like, I want to see what people do with this song.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's a 2000. I would say like the lyrics maybe a pop hit.
They give me that. They give me like the vibe of who was that band? I could see the Cimberists doing the song, but it's not that band.
You talking like maybe I almost got like a 99 Red Balloons vibe from it.
Maybe, I don't know. I just feel like those indie rock one-hit wonders from the 2000s. Those types of bands.
Okay, well I wouldn't say that those are pop hits because those are indies. They're
Indie
kind
pop.
of the opposite of pop.
They chart on pop record or the pop charts.
I guess I don't know enough about pop charts. But okay, well you're talking the indie breakthrough. So like an indie band, they're not going to be constantly in the limelight, but it's just like, oh yeah, Franz Ferdinand.
Yeah, they had that one hit. That type of thing.
It's like, okay, people have heard of that one song.
They're not like pop artists, but their songs.
A couple of songs might get up there. Like Jack White or something, where it's just like, well, everybody knows, everybody on the earth has heard Seven Nation Army, but
never heard
can they name another White Stripes song?
Is that a test?
Yeah, can you?
Fell in love with a girl.
Okay,
is that the name of the song?
I don't know that one. I know there's Icky Thump. I know there's I don't listen to a lot of White Stripes, so I'm hurting myself here. But there's Icky Thump. There's the song they do for the Conan podcast, which was a song before.
I can tell that we are going to be friends.
Yeah, is that the name of the song?
I think so.
I can tell that we are gonna be friends.
That's it.
Yeah.
No, you get copyrighted.
No, I don't think they're gonna pick up my voice singing that. Like some Beatles B-sides, I get some vibes from.
Yeah. It's an interesting song. Yeah. They're just like,
just go check it out. I'm not gonna put it.
Okay.
Not gonna put a clip in the episode because the last time we did that, several times we did that for Love Is War, we got copyright strikes. So if you see ads on some of our episodes, it's because the copyright holder decided to put them on there and not us.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
I don't think they put ads because I don't think there's enough views for them to give a shit. But like, if there's any monetization, which we don't do at this point, and probably never will, those videos would have to go to the copyright holders. So,
gotcha.
Despite the fact that I think we're pretty well under fair use with how limited amounts we put in there, but whatever. I'm not going to fight it because I don't care that much. What else was I? Where was I going with this? We're talking about the music. We're talking about how you feel about the show. So I guess, where are you gonna rate it on a scale of 10?
It's like a solid 7.5.
Okay. Because I think I would go for season 1. I think I would be with you there, 7 to 8 somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Now I think I'm double checking this on my anime list. I have it rated as a 9.
Ooh, that's too high.
But I watched it very early in my anime career. Okay. So this was almost 10 years ago at this point.
Oh yeah, young Johnny would love this shit.
I also watched, I think, season 1 and season 2 at the same time, so I might have liked season 2 a lot more, and therefore given season 1 a higher rating. But I'm going to have it for you in just a moment. That's the M's. There's the P's. Getting closer. Here we go. S's. Spice and Wolf. Oh, I guess I gave them both 8s. So okay. I feel okay about that. But again, I gave them both that, and I probably gave it to them at the same time. Mm-hmm. And I probably gave it to them months afterwards. And I probably watched a bunch of garbage in between when I watched that and when I watched something else. So it's just like, well, that one was really good. It's also like it was super popular 8 years ago on Reddit.
I've heard this anime before. I just never watched it.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm about at the same place. So we want to go. We kind of talked some spoilers. So we want to go heavy into spoilers now. I really don't feel like we need to describe the plot of this show too much.
Maybe the first setup. This is what happens, and then the next episodes are about this thing. Okay,
so why don't you keep track? Normally I turn it over to you, and then I take over. Okay. Let's instead have you follow along with me trying to go through what I think happens in this show. So, we start with our boy, Kraft Lawrence, which Lawrence is his last name. It is his surname. Okay. He goes by his surname, and I think there's other merchants we meet along the way, if Wikipedia is to believe, that also go by their surname. Which is weird because Lawrence seems like a first name, and Kraft is a surname. We know people with that surname. Yeah. I know a person with that surname.
Robert Kraft.
I don't know who that is.
He owns Kraft Mac and Cheese.
Okay. I don't know him.
Owns all the New England sports teams.
Okay. Well, I don't know him.
I know of him.
You knew of him. I didn't know of him either. I assumed there was somebody with the last name Kraft at the head of Kraft Macaroni and Cheese, but I don't make assumptions.
No, it's that guy.
Okay. But we also know it's somebody local. Anyway, not important. Okay, so we start with him. He's a peddler. He's just got a cart, a horse, and various goods as he picks up and trades, and sometimes he barters, and sometimes he gets money. And his goal is to open up a shop of his own.
Yes.
He goes to a town that is like a remnant of a pagan ritual that they have that the town is sort of growing out of, and is facing pressure from neighboring towns and countries and such from the church to not do that anymore. Mm-hmm. So they're kind of looking to get away from that. But they're still doing it this year. But they're like, this is going to be the last year because we've got all these new techniques. We don't need the help of
the local
god. Wolf harvest god.
Yeah.
Holo.
Holo.
They have a tradition where the last ream of wheat to be harvested captures Holo. Mm-hmm. And then whoever harvests it has to go and stay in a barn for a week or something.
Something like that.
Because they are then the representation of Holo and are captured. Mm-hmm. However, our boy has a thing of wheat in his cart. So when they harvest that last thing of wheat, the actual wolf god is a strong word, but she's 600 years old. The actual wolf, Holo, is able to jump to his wheat, and he hears a thud in his cart, and he's like, that was weird. Must have hit a bump in the road or something.
He has furs. That's what he has.
Yeah, he's got furs.
I'm trying to remember what he had first, but it was furs.
Furs and a little bit of weed.
Yeah.
And so eventually he just like opens up his cart and he's like, "There's a naked woman in my cart.
Who has a fox
why don't you
tail?
get the hell out?" And then it's like, "Oh wait, you got fox ears and a tail. This is weird." It's like, "Oh yeah, I'm the god Holo," or God. Again, they keep saying it's not really one.
That's what they call her.
Yeah, and it's like this town kind of doesn't like me. They get mad when we don't have a good harvest, but it's like I can't do anything about it. I give them as many good harvests as I can, but the land needs to recharge sometimes.
Yeah. Crop rotation, baby.
Yeah. So they're like, so I'm looking to leave.
Yep, I want to go back.
They don't want me. I don't want them anymore. I want to go home.
She wants to go back.
And
home.
And he's like, I guess I can help you.
Sure. Why not?
But I'm a merchant, so you're gonna have to pay me, and you're gonna owe me a debt or whatever. And she's like, all right, deal.
I can make money.
Meanwhile, a young protege of his who lives in this town, her name is Chloe.
Correct.
Is the one that was harvested the last thing of wheat and was put in the barn. She sneaks out because she's sort of got a crush on him, and she's like, hey, we've kind of got this big deal coming up. We could involve you. You could make serious coin, and you could settle down, or maybe even take a wife. Hint, hint.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't know. That sounds risky.
Nah, I got this wolf
I'm
here.
good. He does not say, I've got this wolf here.
I got this wolf girl here. She's kind of hot. I think I'm going to take my risk.
I'm gonna see what's going on over here with this wolf girl that traumatized me by turning into a wolf in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to go, and then they're like, okay.
Does he specifically say, like, I've just made another business arrangement or something, so I have to pass?
I don't know.
He says that at some point. I don't remember when.
Yeah, I just entered into another contract. And he's going to respect this thing. So she, disappointed that he's not picking up on the fact that, hey, I am a woman now, not a child. Mm-hmm. And he's just like, okay. That's interesting.
Yeah, like, maybe there's something there, but he's not really...
Yeah, he's not focused on that right now. Only, to be fair, he's only 25, and I think he's just a little like, I don't know, you were like 15 when I last saw you. I'm out. Though, according to Wikipedia, Holo supposedly has the body of a 15-year-old, but...
That's gross.
She's 600, and I would say she's got the body of a young woman. I wouldn't say 15.
Does that technically make her a lolly?
No.
Okay.
She's most certainly not a lolly.
She'd have to be shorter.
She'd have to be not necessarily shorter, but like less developed.
Gotcha.
If that makes sense.
I gotcha. We can stop this now. Just
yeah. I don't want to think about it too much because it's gross. But we'll say a young woman because why would you? What does a 600-year-old wolf look like when they take human form? Who knows? It's fantasy. Whatever. So they get out of town after a while. They make some business deals. They run into it's just small little things as they're going.
They go to Portio.
They go to a town, Portio, and they on their way there they meet up with somebody who's like, "Hey, I've got this." I've got this hint that's going on.
Rumor or
and
inside scoop.
Inside scoop. If you pay me 10 silver coins, which I will refund to you if it turns out to be false, then so no downside for you, and I'm only out, and no downside for me because
I don't lose anything.
And you wouldn't lose anything if the deal doesn't go well because you get your 10 gold back or whatever. But I hear they're going to be increasing the weight of the silver in the Trini silver coins.
Yes.
So if you can stockpile up on on the old Trini silver coins and you exchange them, you'll make a profit because the coins will be worth more in relation to other coins on the market because there's more silver in them.
Yes.
And Holo can tell that he is lying about something. She doesn't necessarily know what or why he would lie about that. That's the question. Why would you lie? She's also not 100% sure on anything.
She's
but
like, I can.
she's like 98% sure on everything, though. So
she's not a lie detector. She can just tell and like, no, this guy's not.
He is being dishonest.
Yeah.
So surely there are people out there that could probably beat that. But she's like, okay, why is he lying? So they just kind of investigate, and they find out that no, in fact, they're going to be reducing the silver in the coins. So it's not really a big way to make money. So, but like, why are they caring so much about, like, that guy, like, sure, he's not out anything, but they reason that somebody probably put him up to it, and he is trying to spread this hint around to, a bunch of people for some reason. So why? What's the money to be made whenever you are minting, or if you're trying to hoard silver coins that are going to be worth less? Not worthless, worth less.
Yes.
Coming up soon. Because your individual money counters aren't going to know that if you have an old Trini versus a new Trini, what the weight of the silver in the coin is. They're just going to know that, hey, they released that there's less silver in the coin, so therefore we're taking less for... So even if you have an old Trini silver coin, they
would theoretically know the difference because of the weight, right? If it has more silver, it should weigh more.
No, because it's just meaning, not necessarily, because what does silver weigh in comparison to iron or whatever they're putting in, nickel, whatever they're putting in place of it? You can, because like if I remember correctly, when they were comparing the two coins, they weren't comparing the weight to figure out if it was less or more. They were comparing the sound it made, the clinks that it made. And Holo's ears were able to say like, oh, it is, it sounds less metallic, or not metallic, but it's the duller sound or something.
It sounded more dull.
Yeah. So they're like, okay, well that means that its purity is going down. Eventually, they figure out that the trading company that is doing this, or that's putting people up to this, is Medio Trading Company. They go to Milone Trading Company, which is somebody that they kind of, when they sold their furs, they did a trick to make them think the furs were more valuable than they were, which was Holo's idea, and how she's like pretty much already repaid her debt. Though she keeps racking up more debt by like, okay, beer and food and clothes and all that. But they're like, they bring this information to Milone Trading Company, and they're able to like figure out together. The goal is, the only way you make money from this, and we talked about this earlier, is the people who make the coins, the Kingdom of Trini. They can take 10 silver coins and turn it into 13 of the new silver coins, because the same amount of silver from 10 coins can be turned into 13 coins, and therefore they're making a 3 coin profit every time they exchange in 10 coins. So that the country, that's what I meant to say, will have made a profit, and they're the only ones who are making an actual profit from this without any extra deals. But the trading companies believe that, hey, if I can bring them 500,000 silver coins, then that would be a considerable profit that they would make, and therefore, instead of just getting my 500,000 back, my one for one, I could potentially get favors done. Stuff like
exclusive trading
rights, freedom from tariffs, name a price,
like ports or something, stuff like that.
So it is, and I'm walking away and walking back to turn the light on. If you wondering why my voice sounded weird, it is in their, whoever can bring them either first or biggest amount can can make a deal and get that all set up. So Medio is not happy about this. And we also learned that Chloe was working with Medio to be one of the people that making these deals and all that somehow.
I think it was like all of their harvest trading they collected.
They had a large amount of silver
which
coins.
I think they would then in turn give to Medio that they would exchange out, and then they would make a profit, or like Medio would pay them for that.
Yeah. So Medio makes a ploy to try to get them to try to get Malone or Kraft or something to stop doing something. They kidnap Holo. They realize what she is, which is a wolf, which would be like, we're going to turn your friend into the church, who is going to think that she's possessed.
She's like a witch.
You're possessed by the devil is what they keep saying. But so they have that like as a bargaining tool. And then Malone Trading Company, I don't remember why they help out. If it's just like in payment for them bringing this information to them, they're like, I guess, or I guess maybe they want to beat out Medio, so they want to take away that chip from them because it's like
they just basically want this, what Medio wants.
Okay, so here's what I remember. The church would not be happy with the kingdom of Trini if Trini had dealings with Medio Trading Company when Medio Trading Company had this wolf girl in captivity and had not handed it over to the church. So like being associated with people that would not hand her over to the church would
tarnish their reputation.
Tarnish their reputation, and that is a bargaining piece that they could hold against Medio if, because if Medio lets go of Holo, they lose their bargaining chip. So they kind of a damned if you have or damned if you don't sort of thing. So they decide...
And in the end, they just escape.
Yeah.
No, because they do make a deal.
Yeah.
I forgot how it goes.
But they have like this whole thing where they're rescuing her and they're like jumping into sewers while their carts are stopped in the middle of the road in secret sewer entrances. Eventually they get caught in the sewers. Holo turns into a giant wolf and defeats their attackers, but does not kill Chloe.
Nope.
And then at that point the deal is done and Malone already has the secured deal, so they're not, Medio can't get that deal. But then I think they sold the deal to Medio for a bunch of coins anyway.
That's the deal they made.
So it's just like, okay, it's all resolved now. And they're like, all right, here's your portion, a bunch of money. He gets paid in pepper. And they're like, okay, well, I guess we'll go head out on our next adventure while we're heading up north. So that's like the first half of the show. The next part of the show, they start out, they're going to sell some of the pepper that they got from the deal when they got paid, because he got paid in pepper.
I think he made some money as well, but
he had some money, but he also had pepper for most of it. And he goes to sell the pepper, and then the guy he's selling it to tries to trick them with something. They catch on, and then they are basically like threatening to expose him for being a cheat, unless he gives them a really good deal, which is they sell because I was reading this up because I didn't quite remember the specifics. He sold the pepper, plus on top of that he got like twice the price he would have gotten for the pepper, but he got it all in armor on credit.
Like armaments.
So he got paid normally, and part of that was a lot of that was in armor. And he got more than what, like, that was just the straight deal. Like half of it was just like, okay, half of this you're getting paid in armor, and then the other half of your armor that you have is the extra that we put on top of you at credit. And he got like double, like he basically paid half price for the armor as well, so that he could then go around, sell the armor for normal price, pay off his credit at the half price, and he'd still have the extra there. So I think what it is, because the whole thing is, because the whole problem is when he gets to the country that he's going to sell the armor to, Lubenhagen, the price of armor is plummeted. It is, the arms market crashed. Yeah. And he's like, well, I have got a bunch of worthless armor, and I am broke, and my debt from this guy has been bought out by these trading companies whose names I did not write down. And then I owe like 50 gold coins, 47 gold coins or something like that in like 2 days. Otherwise, I'm going to get put to work in hard labor paying off my debt
where I will probably die.
I might die or be working for 20 years straight to pay it off. Plus whatever debt is incurred from housing. And it's going to be a bad situation. So he goes around to some of his business acquaintances and tries to like beg for loans. And for whatever reason, they're mad that like, how dare you beg for a loan when you've still got a woman next to you? It's like, are you implying that he could sell the woman for money? Or like what is he like?
Or it's like, I'm not going to give you money because it's your fault. You have a woman with you or something like that.
Yeah, it's some backward ass medieval thinking that I couldn't quite wrap my head around. What is the problem with having a traveling companion? Like, what if that was his wife? Are you saying like, how dare you ask for money because you've got a wife?
I don't know.
Like, I don't... Do they think that she's like a prostitute that he's paying for every day? Like, I don't know what the story is. Like, she does wear very rich clothing, so like that's part of it.
Yeah.
But it's just like, okay, why is that such a big deal? And then she's all like broken up because it feels like it's her fault that everyone's not taking him seriously, and he's just like,
it's my fault I made a bad deal.
Yeah, he's like, how is that your fault? Like, it. But then like he was also like intentionally leaving her out of some things, and she was like, well, how dare you? Like, why are you going into this trading house that you're associated with? Without me, don't I get to meet the people from your home country? And so like he was like, okay, well, I guess I'll give in and let you come into these things. But then it backfires because people are sexist assholes. I should say, on their way to Lubenhagen, they run into a girl by the name of Nora Arendt and her dog, Innick. She is a shepherd, which is the type of person that Holo hates most.
Yeah.
Because I guess shepherds and wolves are natural enemies.
Correct.
The dog is on to Holo. Holo passes it off by like, oh, he's paying me so much attention because he's got a crush on me. He's like, you should...
It's like, that dog's going to snitch on me. That's what I wrote.
She's worried about the dog snitching on her, being a wolf in disguise. But they're like, oh, okay. And Lawrence kind of hits it off with her. They're friendly. She works technically for the church, but she's very good at her job that like everybody just kind of suspects that
she's a witch.
She's a witch of some sort. So the church is just like keeps sending her out on more dangerous pastures. I guess like trying to like either prove somehow that she's a witch or have her
like either
die.
She dies from getting eaten by wolves, or like she like,
and we no longer have this tarnish.
So it's like, you're a witch because no one could have done that.
Yeah. So, but they're like, oh yeah, you're able to like safely travel all these places. You know, that's pretty impressive. But you know, like file that away for later. Holo is also, not only does she not like shepherds, I don't think she likes competitions for Lawrence's affections.
Oh, yeah. She real jealous.
Yeah. Eventually, now part of Lawrence being broke because the arms market fell out, is the company that bought his debt is also broke as hell because the arms market fell out. So they're pretty desperate. I mean, and they immediately sold his debt to the debt for the trading company that he's from his homeland or whatever, is my understanding. Because they sold they got his debt from that one guy.
Yeah.
And then they immediately sold it to...
but if they did that, they wouldn't be able to collect the debt, which is the whole thing, right?
Well, I think what it is they sold it to his home trading company or whatever that he's associated with. So he now owes his home trading company, and because they're merchants, they're like, I'm not going to... This is a lot of money. I'm not going to let you off easy. So even though I would like to...
So essentially they're paying off his debt, but since he can't pay off the debt, they're going to force him to like work it off.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Because it's a rough world out there.
Mm.
But anyway, so the other company is like, okay, we're also desperate. So he's like, well, what if we thought of an idea to say, and we think we can convince Nora to do it. It's like, what if we smuggle gold to get past the churches in the country's tariffs? Because the shepherd works for the church and wants to get out of that situation and is probably willing to do it just to say F you to the church and get out of having to be employed by them.
Second, like, she's the one that can like guide them through a route where they can kind of avoid those tariffs and like.
Well, not only can they avoid those tariffs from the safer routes, they can also just be like, oh yeah, we can let you through without needing to check. Like they know her, and therefore they're not going to check for gold or whatever.
I got you.
For the smuggle there. When they come back into town with the gold, they can get past the checkpoints with her more easily. Mm-hmm. You know, and they're not going to find out about the gold.
Gotcha.
So they decide, yep, all parties agree. Sounds like a good idea. So Holo, Nora, Kraft, and one other dude whose name I didn't write down.
I think it's Martin.
Decide to go out on this journey. They go to the town well enough. They come back, and then they encounter a bunch of wolves. And they are trying to run away from them.
Bunch of punk-ass kids.
Punk-ass kids. Basically what Holo calls them. They try to run away from them. Eventually, Holo and Kraft are like, you guys go on ahead. The other guy from the trading company is just like, oh yeah, they're dead. They like left behind so that we could get back. But instead, Kraft and Holo kind of part ways, and Holo goes and negotiates with them. Mm-hmm. And without killing any of them, she I guess knelt before their leader. Despite the fact that he's a young upstart.
It's basically boys rule, girls drool, that type of thing is what I got out of it.
I don't think it's that. I think it's young punks being like, fuck the old generation. We're stronger than you. And she's just like,
sure,
I will acknowledge that if you let us pass. And they're like, okay, that's a pretty big gain that we got Holo's, subservience or whatever. But then before they get reunited, some other people from the trading companies show up, and Kraft is like, oh, okay.
Oh, cool.
Nice to see you guys again. And they're like, yeah, we're going to kill you.
Yeah.
And say that the wolves ate you because we don't want to split our profit. And
also, what you asked for, we cannot afford.
Yeah. So he's like, but they're like, I guess they don't want to kill him directly, so they leave him tied up in the woods.
I think it's more like, we don't want blood on our hands. I don't want to do this. Let's just
we don't want to do this. Plus, the one person might get revenge or something. The girl we think is a witch, but so they leave him tied up in the woods
to die.
Holo comes back and she's like, okay, I mean, let
me go wolf form.
Go wolf form. Take off all my clothes so they don't get destroyed like the last time when I destroyed your best clothes.
They're also going to kill Nora.
Yeah, they're going to kill her, which they have they're more hesitant to kill her than Lawrence because
one, she's a girl.
yeah,
And two, it's like she's with the church.
she might be a witch.
Yeah.
But they're hard up enough for money that they're going to do it. They catch up. Giant wolf form. She defeats all of the people from the trading company who have not revealed themselves as going to be killing Nora to Nora yet. I'd say defeat. I don't think they actually killed anybody. I think they just bashed them around a bit.
I don't know. There's no confirmed deaths.
Yeah. They're worried about, or Lawrence is worried about Holo getting provoked by Nora not knowing that it's her.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, Enoch starts running after Holo, and he just, like, has this whole vision in his scene of, like, oh no, this is going to go, like, Enoch's going to try to attack, Holo's going to swipe at Enoch, and then, eat, whatever, Nora. And then it turns out, so he goes and he yells something, which I don't remember exactly what he yells. I don't know if we actually hear what he yells. But he yells either Holo or Nora's name, telling them to stop.
Yeah.
And what ends up actually happening is Nora runs in and stops Enoch from provoking Holo. And then they're just, that way Lawrence is able to catch up and be like, this is Holo. Sorry we lied to you.
Jumps him and then captures Martin.
Yeah, jumps over them when she's not provoked and captures the other guy. So it's like, okay, we got it. We got the gold smuggled. That one guy talked a bunch because we had a giant wolf interrogating him. We've kind of learned where we can go and get we can force a deal by going and saying like, oh, you think you say you don't have this much, but you do. I'm going to take it. It's right here in this secret safe.
I think he takes it. He's just like, I could just tell everybody that you have this or something. It's just like, blackmail.
Yeah, but he gets paid by them so that he can pay off his debt. Mm-hmm. And then Holo is like, whose name did you call? And he's like, I called your name. And she's like, are you lying to me? He's like, maybe. I don't actually know what I called you. I don't remember.
Holo is shorter.
So I probably would have gone with that. And then she like tries to get him to say it one more time, and we can see Nora walking up, and he just times it so that she can't hear what he's saying because of the church bells ringing. And then we see her trying to yell at him, but we can't tell what she's saying. And then I guess they continue their journey north after that. That's the end of the show.
Yeah.
Did I miss anything important? I think I summarized the plot pretty well from off the top of my head.
No, you did like spot on, I think.
Okay. We did just finish this 2 nights ago, so it's still pretty fresh in my head. Sometimes we do this a week later, and I'm like, I don't remember what happened after that. Or I'll remember like an arc, but then I won't remember what the next episode's arc is. And then once I get reminded of that, I can do it. Whereas this one is just like,
at one point,
it's 2 arcs, maybe 3.
My notes is bartering, coin talk, notaries.
Oh yeah, but they did get something notarized.
Coin talk, more coin talk.
One of these days, we're going to become notaries.
Yes, that's the dream.
So that's synopsis. We want to talk about characters a little bit. We already talked about Nora, Chloe, Lawrence, and Holo, and that's really the only characters that matter.
Even like Chloe disappears after 6.
Yeah.
I guess Nora doesn't show up till 8, but...
But, apparently Chloe is an anime-only character.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they had like a male farmer that pretty much did everything that she did, but was like around the same age or maybe older than Lawrence instead, so they didn't have that like mentor. Like it wasn't as like a dramatic of a reveal when it was revealed that he was partially behind the first arc there. But apparently they did it to fix a continuity error where Holo knew it's like, oh, watch out for this person without knowing who that person was. So they which they could have also just done by having that character Holo know that character or whatever. But they replaced the male character with Chloe, and kind of changed the dynamic to I guess play up the drama.
Interesting.
Okay, let's just get this over with.
Okay.
Best girl right now, it's most certainly Holo the Wise Wolf.
Holo?
No competition.
Holo?
Nora and Chloe are fine, but
That's Holo.
it's Holo. She's a wolf. She's you now understand furries.
I get it now.
You're not a furry, but you get it.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, I see where the attraction
I'm no
lies.
longer mostly disgusted.
That's why I have a note here that says big plus wolf equals good.
Yes.
So big bad wolf, that's nothing. There's no big bad wolf because big plus wolf equals good. So big plus wolf plus bad, that's good plus bad. That's zero. That nulls out.
She's
No
a
such
big
thing.
wolf.
And then we've got. I mean, our three ships are Lawrence and Holo, Spice and Wolf. There's Lawrence and Chloe, which
Spice and Shepherd.
nope.
Oh, Chloe. Sorry, thought you were gonna say Nora.
Yeah, no. And
So
then the stronger
Spice and
one,
Wheat.
I guess. And then the stronger one would be the second place, I would say, and what is probably going to have more of in season 2, because I think Nora is still like a recurring character, is Nora and Lawrence. But you don't beat Spice and Wolf.
No,
you just
that's
don't.
the best. I think there's like a joke answer. It's just not a lot of opportunities. Be Holo and the dog.
Yeah, Holo and Innick would be the joke answer.
Yeah.
Or Nora and Innick.
No, so I think it's
Because
Innick
like
and
they
Holo.
do say like, yeah, Nora's already got a partner and it's Innick. So I guess I can go ahead. I wanted at one point you were mad that when they have like scenes in darkness and candlelight,
I wasn't mad at. I
you're
was just
disappointed.
Like, I don't. Well, yeah. Go ahead.
You're disappointed because Lawrence has got beautiful silver hair. It looked just brown in the candlelight.
Yeah, I remember it was like dark and candlelight. His hair turned to brown. It's just like, oh, this isn't as fun. He's just like a generic boy now.
So I wrote down my hair color rankings, worst to best, and then I realized, wait a minute, anime hair colors. I did natural hair colors.
Okay.
So technically, some anime hair colors you can get by dyeing and stuff, but I did natural hair color rankings, and then I did anime hair color rankings.
Okay.
And I don't have dyed hair color rankings. I don't know how I would do that.
Okay.
But I'll go ahead and go through those. So natural hair color rankings from worst to best.
Worst to best.
Worst, blonde. Second worst, brown. Second best, red. Best, black.
Okay. I wouldn't have black as number 1.
What would you put as number 1?
Probably brown.
That's fair.
I think I just swapped those two.
You would put black as second worst?
Yeah.
You go blonde.
Natural,
black,
yeah.
Natural. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now I didn't include white or gray.
That's fine.
Because I'm like, well, it turns that color. Mm-hmm. That's not natural. It naturally turns into that color. But I can respect some salt and pepper.
Salt and pepper.
Okay, so now anime hair color rankings, worst to best.
All right, so I don't know what colors you picked either, so go for it.
Worst, green.
Okay, I can agree with that.
Second worst, pink.
Okay.
Then blonde.
Okay.
Then brown.
Okay.
Then purple.
Okay.
Then, and I don't know about purple.
Yeah.
Purple's a weird one. I put it higher than brown, but I don't know how I feel about that anymore. Then red, keeping in mind that we have both natural redheads and anime redheads. I put them as one. Then I went black. Then I went white.
Okay.
And now this one's also a toss-up for the last two. I have blue then silver, but I might go silver then blue.
Okay. See, I think I would just put white and silver together.
No, they're different.
I don't know.
They are different.
I guess.
Like, I would not say that. Is it Mai Sakurajima from Bunny Girl Senpai? I would not say that she has white hair. She's got silver hair.
She has brown hair. Mai?
The main Bunny Girl Senpai girl?
She doesn't have silver hair.
You're gonna feel like an idiot. Or I will. One of us will feel like an idiot.
Mai Sakurajima doesn't have silver hair. See, that's not silver.
It's not brown.
I'd say that's like light black. That's not silver to me.
Yeah, it's most certainly silver. You're crazy. I mean, like, maybe you would say gray instead of silver. But...
It's like Lawrence has silver hair. That's not silver.
Look at that.
I still call it black. It's like a very light black. It's not silver. It's too dark to be silver.
You're crazy. You're insane.
No.
You're a madman.
Put it on the poll.
Put it on a poll. What are we? We're putting black. We're putting silver.
Yeah.
We're putting brown. What's a fourth option? White? Could you say silver and white are the same?
I guess. I don't know.
I would say gray. So let's say...
Anime hair's color is different because it just depends on the girl.
Yeah, it's just... Okay. It's whatever.
Whatever.
That's why I did natural first, because I'm like, that seemed more interesting to me.
I think the only thing is I'd have black higher on anime list than natural list.
Well, because it's very, like, it's true black. It's very striking. Whereas black in real life hair color is really probably more just dark brown. And blonde is probably more just like light brown.
I don't know. Blue's up there, but blue can be like distracting sometimes.
Well, there's different types of blue.
Yeah.
There's regular blue and then there's light blue. So like you've got Ray versus, I can't even think of a normal blue haired colored girl, but
chick from Remake. Our Life.
Yeah. Where it's just like, oh,
that's blue.
That's a true blue, not a navy, but a true blue versus a light blue.
Yeah.
And I just put them both together. I'm like, they're fine. But that's been hair color rankings, which we'll never do again. But I have that as notes. You got anything else we really want to say about this show? We will cover season 2. Maybe not right away, but we will cover it, I think.
Yes.
At the very least, I'm going to watch it again.
No, just it's a fun show. Very cute.
Yeah. It's not your typical... I'm kind of disappointed in how many action scenes we did get, if I'm being honest. I'd like it if there was no action. But we need that little bit, I guess.
Need more coin talk.
Okay. So I guess we'll hit frag time by the time we finish plugging, I think. So be sure to... Well, don't be sure to. If you want to, you can follow us on Twitter at anime_territory. Sometimes we tweet there. That's your best way of getting a hold of us, because I check that more often than I check comments. Speaking of comments, you can follow us and you can subscribe on YouTube. We post episodes every 2 weeks. We also sometimes put up stream archives there. Speaking of stream archives, we stream on Twitch at twitch.tv/DementedGoku occasionally. It's been a little bit.
It's been a while.
I play Gloomhaven, and sometimes we open cards, or sometimes we play other games. And you can, of course, find us on pretty much any podcast platform. We're hosted on Anchor, but you can find us on Apple and Google and pretty much anywhere you can get podcasts, you can find us. Next week, I don't know what we're going to do. We might do Spice and Wolf 2. We might do a suggestion from somebody who tweeted at us. We might do something completely different. We might run out of time and do a movie.
Ooh. Interesting. If we ever do a movie, it's usually because we ran out of time.
Yeah.
If you want like a
peek behind the curtain.
Peek behind the curtain. If we did a movie, it's because we ran out of time. Or we just didn't have time to do a TV show.
Yeah, because we both work full-time jobs and don't make any money from this.
And we're both lazy.
We're both lazy, and our shifts don't line up.
Yes.
So, like, we only have, like, 3 days a week average to...
Watch significant amount.
Yeah, because you won't get home until
9:30.
Most nights.
Mm-hmm.
And then weekends we're busy doing other stuff together with friends. So
and coming up, I'll have to probably stay later than 9:30. So it's like definitely no.
Yeah, not when the next day you have to get up and work at 6.
Yes.
So, but that's enough of a peek behind the curtain because curtain's closed and you're now leaving the anime territory.
Hello.
No, it's goodbye.
Oh.